Fact or tip of the day. Yesterday, Whoopi Goldberg, whom I like personally, said something very controversial on The View.
But he's doing it with compassion.
Let's make sure that the 10 Commandments are the 10 Commandments. There's only 10.
Well, here's some advice from Ms. Goldberg. The 6th commandment clearly says, thou shalt not kill, and abortion kills a fetus, right?
International Walk for Life in New York City started about 10 minutes ago, and now we have the pro-abortion crowd showing up and interfering with the speeches. The police had to come.
Since I am here at this clinic blessing, God supported me through my abortions and will support others as they get their abortions here. And God has not punished me at all. Instead, He has blessed me in so many ways, just as He will bless everyone coming through these clinic doors.
You are among people who understand what is written in the Bible, and that is that whoever seeks to save his or her life will lose it, and whoever loses his or her life for the sake of God will gain it.
It's easy for you. You have no idea what it's like to be a woman. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You. Fuck you. It's old. Clean your mouth.
I'm going to show you who Margaret Sanger really was and why she founded Planned Parenthood. These 21 quotes by Margaret Sanger reveal the wicked roots of the abortion movement and expose the twisted mindset behind the present-day culture of death. In her own words, Sanger peddles racism, eugenics, contraception, and abortion.
The most merciful thing that the large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population.
There is such a thing as sin?
I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin that people can commit.
First of all, thank you all for staying so long to hear us out. I'm here to oppose this bill as well. One of the most concerning things for me when I first saw this bill was the speed that was brought forward and the timely manner in which it revealed itself. This bill was not ran on. The concept of pro-choice was ran on. Now this bill takes Roe v. Wade and expands it to a point where we don't know what the repercussions of that on our society are. This bill pushes it to a point. It doesn't solidify it into our state rights. It pushes the bill to a place where it's never been before. And we don't know the repercussions that that'll have on our society. And also, one of the concerning things that I saw when some of these people were up here earlier talking is we see the semblances of voluntary eugenics where we're talking about desirable traits whether a child will be born poor. Well, it's the quality of life will be born if the baby has into a low-income society. Well, we're talking voluntary eugenics where we're deciding quality of life. And for me, the fear is that voluntary eugenics will slowly slip into state-demanded eugenics where if you don't reach a certain income, if you don't reach a certain IQ, it's just like the founder of Planned Parenthood says, they want to, from the beginning, Planned Parenthood has had a strict plan for forced eugenics. Margaret Sanger was a firm believer in birth licenses. She didn't even believe in the fundamental human right of motherhood. And now we're told that, oh, well, the organization has changed. It's new people. They don't think that anymore. Yet what is all of this that we're seeing now? They're saying that, oh, we're compassionate because we don't want the poor family to have the baby. Oh, we're now before it was hatred. We didn't want the poor people to have babies because we thought they weren't good for society. But now we're so loving. We don't want them to have the babies because it's not good for them. The baby won't be happy. The baby will have a poor quality of life.
So you probably clicked on this video thinking, all right, this is another video on why abortions is bad, why you should be pro-life, all that stuff. You probably got all your opinions and your facts to rebut everything that you think I'm going to talk about today, but today I don't want to focus too much on my opinions on abortion. You probably already know my opinions on abortions by that little intro, but I want to focus on the bigger picture on abortion. You see, many of these sides are fighting about people's choice and their decision, but they're not really looking at the whole picture. They're just looking at pieces of the picture. Now, one question that I've had for a long time, or not a long time, but recently, why are they pushing abortion more than pushing, protecting yourself, stopping yourself from actually getting pregnant in the first place? And after doing research on everything just started to make sense. It's all about your money. You see, from the beginning, it's always been about money. They don't really care about your feelings. They don't care about women's rights. As long as people are making money, then, woohoo. So when I look at the origins and I look at today, it makes sense why Planned Parenthoods are put in these areas where a lot of people who are not so rich live. And they want to say, oh, we're doing this because we want you guys not to be poor. If you have a kid, it's going to take away your money. We're doing this to help you. In actuality, they're helping themselves because the more kids that they get into these clinics, the more money they're making. And they're making buku dollars off of your child.
So I think the American people know who Planned Parenthood is and that we are not selling body parts.
We get requests a lot for fetal tissue because we had 2 levels of invoicing for them. The way we had it worded is per consent, because the consent process was the administrative part that we had to do. And then we had an overall administrative fee for basically working it into the clinics themselves. And at the time, per consent was $25. Yeah, because we technically can't, ethically, I don't think they were, based on what I'm reading here, I think it's paying for the specimen itself.
Mm-hmm. Right, I mean, on paper,
yes.
It's got to be massaged a little.
Yes, so the consent process is what is unique to the visit.
Yeah,
because most people now seem to be doing per specimen. And so what we, sorry, what?
$75 a specimen or $50
what we've been quoting is $50 per specimen. I think some people are doing more, some slightly less.
50 was like 12 years ago. 50 was like 12 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, so what we like about per specimen is that way we're not paying for material that we can't use, you know. So if we can get a liver, a lung, and
you would
brain.
show up to do this.
Exactly. We would send a tech. We can.
I'll ask them, but and I'll also push Jennifer Russo to your table.
Who
She's
is
their
that?
medical director at Orange
Jennifer
County.
Russo.
I'll make sure she goes. You guys connect with her.
Do you source only from California, or do you have sites?
Oh yes, it's local.
Like 500. So the problem we've been having is that pretty much all the California affiliates are already partnered up with a digital payment service. But so Deborah had said that you guys are working with a private biotech company in Irvine or something, or I don't know. So the company that you're working with right now, so they have very clear specifications. Do they take the whole specimen though?
Yeah.
Okay.
They take the whole specimen and it's only certain gestation, like no div, only certain gestation and because of the div.
Robert Sarkis, What affiliate are you with?
I'm with Southwest and Central Florida,
Okay.
which is the West Coast of Florida.
Okay.
Our affiliate right now goes up to 16 weeks. The
Okay.
affiliate that we're about to merge with in Orlando goes up to 22.6.
Okay.
So they may be, and they actually do a decent volume, so they might be one.
You guys aren't high volume, or?
We only go up to 16 weeks. We do 5,000 procedures in our affiliate, but we have 5 health centers, so it's over those 5. So it's about 1,000.
In a given week, how many 16-weekers do you think you do?
Probably like 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not many. Not enough to make it worthwhile. But Orlando does, I think next week they're doing like 18 second try procedures. So this is 18.
Dig? What age do they use digoxin?
They don't use digits at all.
They don't use digit at all?
No.
And they go up to 22?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the reason people do digoxin at all is for one or two reasons. One is to comply with the partial birth abortion ban, so that's why. Or that they think that digoxin makes the procedure easier.
Right.
Providers who use digoxin use it for one of two reasons. There is a group of people who just use it so that they have no risk of violating the federal abortion ban. So you induce a demise before you do the procedure. Nobody's going to say you did a live, whatever the federal government calls it.
Some people train to just document that, so to comply with the partial birth abortion ban, you basically have to say, I intend to utilize dismemberment techniques for this procedure, which is what we do always. If you do a procedure with suction, that's how you do it.
Right.
So if you document that, then you can some people just don't do it because that's how they comply with the ban.
Right. So it's just like an affidavit that they sign, or what does it look like?
It's not an affidavit, it's just clinical documentation.
So I think the American people know who Planned Parenthood is and that we are not selling body parts.
Again, it's all about money. And before I go on, I just want to let you guys know that if you want to see the longer versions of these videos, you can check out the Center for Medical Process on YouTube, and they have the full versions of these videos. I just use little clips because I don't want this video to turn into a whole documentary. Now again, to all you pro-choice people, to all you pro-choice ladies, these are the people who you are advocating for. You see, these are the people who you are trusting. Just like what the lady in the second to last video that I showed said. She sometimes doesn't even use the digoxin.
No, I don't think she does this at all. She trained like I did, which is like I did. Just document and you're fine.
And I'm screwing up that word, I know. But they don't even use, she doesn't even use digoxin. And what is that? Digoxin, and I'm screwing up the word badly, but it's this lethal dose injected causing cardiac arrest for the baby. So when the baby comes out, it's dead, right? Shorty told you she doesn't even use it. The baby sometimes comes out alive. These people are wicked, and these are the people who you're trusting, right? Blatantly told you, and you'll still root for her. She can lie straight to your face and you'll still love her up, and that's the funny part, right?
What is the preeminent issue, the most important issue today?
Women's rights, black rights, okay, freedom for all.
Recognizing that people have rights, recognizing that everybody has rights, you know.
That's a really, really tough one. What's closest to my heart is gun control.
I think it's got to be climate change. Just we're facing an existential crisis, and we got a lot of men in power who don't give a about anything but making money off of the oil companies. So
patriarchy is just the whole system of misogyny and oppression on women and just people, literally everyone else.
It's a world that is led by men.
White men in charge of everything.
They got you focused so much on Donald Trump, so much on this so-called patriarchy, that y'all don't see the ladies in the back, sitting in the back seat, looking down at y'all, making all that money off of y'all kids. And it's crazy. And it's sad. It's sad, because we try to put y'all on, but y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all not hearing it, right? They will tell you on the news, we do not sell fetal parts, yet you see in the background they're selling fetal parts. How, Sway? Make it make sense. You see, this is why these woman marches, the numbers are going down. This is why you don't see people showing up anymore. Because slowly and surely people are waking up to this foolishness.
What is the preeminent issue of our time?
Abortion.
I think the most important issue is I think everyone has to have a greater respect for human life.
Why would we care about each other if we don't even care about the most innocent, the most vulnerable, the infant in the womb?
We need to think about what life brings to the world and what we've lost in aborting so many children.
What do you understand by the term patriarchy?
Unfortunately, I think that a lot of women harbor resentment towards men. They feel that whatever they haven't achieved is because a man hasn't allowed them to.
But I don't believe that there is this invisible patriarchy that has been organized by all men across the world to oppress women. I certainly don't feel oppressed in my daily life.
Dr. Day Gardner is president of the National Black Pro-Life Union here in D.C. for the march. Are you encouraged by the enthusiasm and activism you're seeing from these young people?
I sure am. You know, it's wonderful because you see more and more students every single year. Busloads of them, college campuses, they all come together. They're excited, they're energized, and they help to energize all of us old folks out there. But we've developed a web of Black pro-life organizations. We have a much larger footprint, and we are all about saving the lives of as many children.
People are not having it no more. Y'all are sick. Y'all are disgusting. And in part 2, I'll be explaining what they are using these aborted fetuses for. Because you're probably thinking these people are just buying these aborted fetuses, putting them in containers and just setting it down on their shelves for decoration. No. They're using it for products that we use in day-to-day life. You see, y'all are not ready for this type of stuff. Y'all just focused on convenience. It's all about convenience. It doesn't even matter if I told you, to be honest, because it's all about convenience. If I told you they use these aborted fetuses for your next meal, you probably wouldn't even care. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, just share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.